Yo, what's going on, guys? This is going to be your guide for increasing combat power in Throne and Liberty. If we take a look real quick, I'm at 3260, mainly free to play, and this is exactly how I've been able to go about it. But before we get into that, make sure you guys drop a sub and a like. I'm currently going to be giving away $20 for Throne and Liberty once we hit 1k subs. I'm also doing it over on Once Human if you guys are Once Human fans. So we're going to be giving out two $20 choice of buys in the shop once we hit 1k, so make sure to drop a sub. The quicker we get there, the quicker I'm able to give back to my amazing community. But let's jump straight into it. So first things first, the best way to obviously increase your combat power, and this is a no-brainer, is going to be getting your right gear. Now currently there's some gear that I am missing or that I want to trade, so that's why I'm not higher. But the most important thing obviously is going to be getting your right gear. Now obviously blues are going to be a step up from greens and purples are going to be a step up from blues. But I know a lot of people say this, if you're free to play, you don't make a lot of Lucent, your RNG is bad, go for blues. If you get fully traded out, and it's really not that expensive to fully trade out blues, you'll get up to around 3,200. If you get purples, it's going to be 3,700 something. So make sure, depending on how you go about it, how good your RNG is in the game, you do that. Obviously, the next way is going to be trading your gear. Once you get a fully traded piece of gear, it's going to make night and day difference between your combat power. Now, how I've gone about it, at least right now, is first things first, you have to get the weapon that you want or the gear that you want. You don't necessarily need to get the right trait on it because you have trait unlock stones and you have trait conversion stones, and you can put in other pieces of gear to do that, but you want to max it out. And I'll explain two ways of maxing out your traits right now. Just a little bit, not too much in depth because we already have a video on that. Now, if we take a look, actually, let me bring up my inventory. If we take a look at this, my Wicked Thorns. Now, obviously, it's fully traded, but if you wanted to go about it, say I wanted hit chance. I'm going to search the auction house for hit chance. Now, you see, there's nothing that comes up for the Wicked Thorns, but say my Wicked Thorns only had hit chance plus 20 on it. I can take these pieces of gear and put it into my Wicked Thorns to boost it. Now, if you take a purple and put it into a purple, it's going to be a guaranteed increase. If you take a purple that you want to upgrade, but you're using blues to upgrade it with, it's going to be a 10% chance, so you're going to need to buy 10 of those. So if we take a look at this, the lowest purple, at least right now, I think is what, 50? Now, if we take a look at the blues, they're 15. Now, I would argue, personally, if you're not trying to trade your gear like I am, you would want to go for the blues to get the blessing, so then you can put the blessing on the other piece of gear. But if you have the right piece of gear that you want, just buy a purple. Just buy this. Now, as it goes for, if you only have a one trait on your gear and you need a purple, well, there's two ways to go about this. Number one, you can straight up buy the extract, which is going to be expensive. So if you wanted to go with the combination that I have, heavy damage, hit chance, and then critical hit chance, it's going to be roughly 1,000 just to get the traits on it. Or you can go the other route, come over to equipment enchanting, come over to trait. Let's take something I don't already have. And then you have these trait unlock stones that you get. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but yeah, you are going to want to get these. And if you want to convert a trait, it's going to take these trait conversion stones. Either way, doing that is going to be your base way of increasing your combat power. Now, another incredible way to increase combat power that a lot of people don't know is right here, your skills. Every time you level up one of these skills, at least the ones that you're using, I should caveat by saying, it's going to increase your combat power. So as you can see, I can hold 10 skills of my choosing and then 10 that I don't want to use. If I upgrade one of the 10 that I do use, or more, depending on how you go about it, it's going to increase your combat power. I believe it's 2 per level. So if you have 10, 15 levels times 2, it's going to be a ton of levels. And this also goes for passive, all that good stuff. Another way, of course, is going to be your weapon mastery. Every time you get one of these unlocks, it's going to increase your combat power. Again, it's not going to be by a terrible amount, but it is a way to go about it. And how you do that is you run open world dungeons, you do your contracts, and you get your due that you can use. I think it like basically just straight up XP that you put into your weapon. There's a few ways to go about it, but the higher you get with your weapon mastery, the harder it's going to be to upgrade it. I think I've been on my 12th level for about a week now, so it is a little bit of a grind. But as it goes for skills, technically speaking, the only way you can get about it is getting rewards, those reward books. But also, if you run open world dungeons and you come over here in Stoneguard, there is a vendor that makes you these books, and I highly recommend you use this vendor as much as you possibly can, because he literally gives you books, or he can craft you books that upgrades exactly what you need. Now you have the active, you have the passive over here, and you have the parchments. Now these parchments, they do drop from open world dungeons, so any chance you get, do try to run them. They are extraordinarily helpful. They also give you some other good loot as well that you can sell, all that good stuff. Now the last tip I will give you is sort of a no-brainer, but it must be said and it must be emphasized, is getting Lucent. Most of the ways that you're gonna increase your combat power through traits, through getting the gear that you need, is going to come from Lucent. Now, if we take a look at my gear, I'm currently missing the Shadow Harvester pants and the Shadow Harvester mask. I'm not going to be blessed in getting the drop, I don't think. At least, that's how I think. I might end up getting it, but who knows. But these cost an absolute fuck ton of money to get. I also do want to trade out the Wicked Thorns and my Toblex bow for Tevin's weapons, and if anybody's seen the prices on those, that will literally cost me thousands and thousands of dollars that I do not want to spend, that I'm going to have to grind out. But Lucent is going to be one of your greatest friends for increasing combat power. Basically, as I said, I've been mainly free to play. There's been a little bit, maybe a few hundred or a couple thousand Lucent that I have spent specifically on my gear, but nothing to majorly affect anything that's happened. But if we take a look at my auction house and see how much I've actually sold, on this account alone, I've sold nearly 8,000, and on my alt, I think I'm closing in on 3,000 Lucent. So basically, I've made almost $200 from my two accounts. I have basically taken all this Lucent that I've made and pushed it into my gear to either increase the traits, increase or get the gear that I need, all that good stuff. Find a way to make Lucent. I do have a guide on that. If you guys want to go check it out, make sure you do, because it's basically, this is how I've been able to do it. I haven't flipped anything. I've just played the game naturally, and I've been able to make this much money on the game. Make sure you do that. And the reasoning why, I'll go back to the auction house. Actually, no, my inventory real quick. And I will show you exactly why it costs so much. If I wanted to get, say, max health on my bracelet, now you could theoretically get it to drop, but it is a pain in the you-know-what to get it to drop. So most people are going to buy it. But if we look at it, 300 per. I'm literally going to have to spend another 1,000 on getting max health maxed out on my bracelet alone. That doesn't even include all my other gear that I need to get maxed out, my clasp. Working on my girdle right now. It's a lot of Lucent, but this is one of the best ways to go about it. So again, I highly recommend you guys go check that out. Hopefully this guide was able to help you guys out. Please let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if there's another way that you guys can help your fellow Throne and Liberty players out, I would love to know. But this is basically how I've been able to go about it. I've been running my dailies, I've been playing the markets, I've been running basically everything that I possibly can to increase it. Co-op dungeons, open world dungeons, my contracts, all that good stuff. All these things are very, very important for you to do daily, for you to do weekly. This is basically how you channel those dailies into increasing your combat power. But please let me know. And also, don't forget to drop a sub. The quicker we get to 1K subs, the quicker I'm able to do this giveaway for you guys. And I really do want to give back to my community. You guys are absolutely amazing. And thank you guys so much for the love and support recently. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And I hope each and every one of you guys has a wonderful day. And as always, take care. And I'll talk to you guys later.